we are gonna see the heart of algebra lines and slopes section, and and as per we have taught in our previous classes, and we have seen that linear equations, quadratic equations, and different type of equations in our algebra section, and I have talked much about lines and slope in the linear equations section because make I have already made you understand what is the meaning of a linear equation according to the coordinate algebra, according to the coordinate geometry, according to the meaning of coordinate geometry, what is the meaning of x and what is the meaning of y, and the and the and the and the meaning of having the exponent equals 1 or exponent equals 2, exponent equals 1, exponent equals 2 in or degree, exponent or degree, whatever you say, degree is preferable, the degree of a polynomial in any kind of polynomial. So here in this section, we're just gonna do some pretty easy problem because we're just gonna do some problems which are really related with coordinate geometry. But uh, in some extent, we can also relate with algebra, with linear algebra, because basically they are trying to deal with the lines. They are really trying to deal with the lines, and the lines are basically nothing but some linear equations, nothing but some linear equations. And how to do that? Basically, we have rather than trying to tell you in details, I just want to focus what they're trying to um, what they're trying to deliver us in the chronological order, because what type of problem you are going to face in the lines and slope section, the problems will look like using the slope formula. And what is the slope formula? The slope of a
Oh,
line
I know the
represents.
slope formula.
Sorry, can you please
I
ask your
know the
question
slope
again?
formula. Yeah.
Okay, you know the slope formula. Okay, okay, all right. So that is the slope formula is basically the y, the change
Yeah,
in
it's
y and the change in x.
yeah.
So what is the slope of a line that has the points 8, 3, and 5, 1? I
Mm-hmm.
think you got it.
Yeah.
That is basically the change in y and the change in x. The slope
Mm-hmm.
equals change in y and the change in x. Okay. So simple, very simple, but please don't make mistakes in the order. Y minus y1
Why?
and x2 minus x1.
Yeah.
This is the x1, this is the y1, and this is the x2, and this is the y2.
Oh, wait, 1 second. On the example, it's switch. Pearson.
Be consistent in which point is point two. Okay, they're also telling the same thing. It is pretty coincidental that I talk the same way that they're talking. In
Yeah.
this case, let's use a comma 3 as point two. Okay, it's okay, it's completely fine. Whatever you do, the slope would not change at
Okay.
any scenario. In any scenario, the slope would not change. If you consider this as the second point, and if you consider this as the first point, that doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, the slope
Oh,
will
okay.
always remain the same. And maybe you would get the negative answer in the numerator, and you
Mm-hmm.
would also get the negative answer in the denominator, and the negative and negative will be cancelled out by each other, and the negative sign will be vanished, and there will be a positive sign at the end, definitely. So whatever it is, if you consider it as the first point or second point, and if you consider it as a first point or second point, that would not do any kind of changes. That would not do any kind of changes in the answer. So solve these problems. These are some practice problems. I think this is a nice problem to go on. Consider a line in the xy coordinate plane in which to get from point A to point B, one must go up plus 5 units vertically and go over 3 plus 3 units. Consider a line in the xy coordinate plane in which to get from point A to point B, one must go up plus 5 units vertically and then go over plus 3 units. So we really need to understand what is the meaning they're trying to tell you by going over 3 units, because they're they're working in the xy coordinate plane. So, and the point is going from A to B, and you must go up direction in the 5 units and then vertically and go over 3 units and go over 3 units. Let's check what they're trying to tell us. The rise of the line plus 5 and the run of the line is 3 units. So the slope is the rise divided by the run. Okay. So they are introducing a concept of rise and run. Maybe the rise is the y
Yeah,
section.
the
Okay.
rise in my
And the
runner.
run is the x direction. Just like maybe in maybe this is maybe just like uh is this, am I right?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Okay.
the way we do it is rise is the y value and the vertical, and the run is the x value, and
Yes, yes,
it's
exactly. So so I think you can solve this problem because they're just telling the rise and they're just telling the run, the
mm,
change in y and the change in x. So it's simple to understand or to find out the slope, I think.
yes.
Slope intercept form of a line. In order to graph a line, put its equation in slope intercept form. Basically, this form is called the slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b, and this is also known as the standard equation. The standard equation of a line, the standard equation of a straight line. Basically, in the coordinate algebra, coordinate geometry. I'm sorry, I'm repeating coordinate algebra again and again, but I should be saying coordinate geometry. In the coordinate geometry, this is basically known as the standard equation of a straight line. So this is also the slope intercept form because we have different equations. We have so many different type equations for a straight line.
Mm,
Just a same straight line, you can just represent it in so many different equations. You can represent it by using so many different equations. And this is one of the form of the equation. This is basically one of the form of the equation, one of the forms of the equation that you can use to indicate the particular straight line. You got it?
mm,
Okay. So y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. M is the slope and b is the y-intercept of the line. I think you just need to recall what we have discussed in the linear equation class. We have linear equation in the linear equation class because we have talked much about the y-intercept of the line.
mm,
And this is basically the this is basically the unit. The unit. This is just a number. This is just a number. This b is just a unit or a number. Unitless number. Unitless number in the y coordinate, in the y axis, how many of the unit that the line is cutting. The line is cutting. This is basically the b. This is basically the value of b.
oh,
This is basically the value of b. I think I think I should have used the pen tablet. I'm really sorry for this.
no,
Okay.
no, yeah.
This is y equals mx plus b. This is y equals mx plus b. And this is the b value because this is the b value. This is the b value. This is the b value. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you just need to find out the slope. You just need to find out the slope. And how to do that? Because you know this point, you know this point, and you know this point. Maybe you know this point and you know this point. And if you want to find out the slope, then you just need to know the coordinate of this point and this point. And you can find a slope from these 2 points. And if the question setter is already telling you about the slope, then you don't need to find out the coordinate of this point, or even you don't also need to find out the slope of the given straight line because they're already telling you the slope. Because they're already telling you the slope. So you don't need to find out the slope.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you
Oh,
just need to find out the b value, the y-intercept of the line. Maybe, okay? It is
mm,
depending on the situations you are gonna face. It is basically nothing but the situations that you are gonna face. That is it. What is the slope and y-intercept of the line? with the equation y equals 5x minus 7. Are you understanding these problems or not?
Yes. It's
Okay,
just graph.
sorry?
No, yeah.
Okay. What is the slope and y-intercept of
Mhm.
a line with the equation y equals 5x minus 7? Should I need to go a little bit slower?
No, it's okay. I get it. But
Okay, all
one
right.
question, like
Yeah,
the graph, if it gives you the slope and you need to find the y-intercept, how would you find it though?
just just ask your question again, please.
Okay, so in the graph that you just did, if it gives you the slope and it tells you to find the y-intercept, how would you do that?
Okay, that's the very simple problem. Okay, I'm just trying to open new um I'm just trying to open a new board basically.
Okay.
It's not a proper time basically.
Mhm.
No, it's not a good time. I think I will use the board in the different class. So okay. So we're just given the slope. We are just given the slope. You are just asking that we are given uh we are given the slope. We are given the slope. The this is the straight line,
Yeah.
and we are given the slope. We are given the value of m. And to find out the value of b, and to find out the value of b, you must you must need to know at least 1 point. At least 1 point. Because
Oh,
this is
oh, okay.
this is basically y equals mx plus b. This is basically
Yeah,
y equals mx plus b. So if all the are the variable, then
yeah.
what would you do? You cannot do anything. You need to
Mhm.
know the value of y, you need to value the m, and you need to know the value of x. And
Mhm.
then you would be able to find out the value of b, because at least you need to know in which point the straight line is cutting, is touching, is intercepting the x-axis. This is one of the
Oh,
point that
oh,
the straight line is intercepting, and this is the
yeah,
another point in which the straight line is intercepting.
yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, sorry, that was a dumb question. I get it now.
No, no, it's not a dumb question at all, and I'm really sorry because not having my pen tablet, because
Oh no, I get
actually
it.
I was just trying to use my pen because I have a pen for my tablet, but I have a different pen tablet which is completely separately different. Actually, I think I should have connected it, but using it requires some different softwares, and my computer doesn't have that software right now, and that's why I'm not able to use it. I'm sorry for that.
It's
Okay.
okay.
What is the slope and y-intercept of a line with the equation? What is the slope and y-intercept of a line with the equation? Compare it with the standard equation
Yeah.
of a straight line. So this
The
is basically
slope,
the standard equation of the straight line. This is the
yeah.
slope intercept from of the straight line. Slope intercept from equation of the straight line. So you just need to compare this equation with this equation. So whatever it is, for an example, if the question setter is telling you the y equals -7 plus 5a, -7 plus 5x, then you need to arrange it. You need to arrange it in this way. You need to arrange it in
Yeah,
this way, and then you need to compare it. You need to compare it after
yeah.
arranging it, in the standard form. So the slope is 5, and the intercept and the y-intercept of the line is equal to -7. So it means that the straight line will cut or intercept the y-axis in the downward direction. In the downward direction. You
Yeah.
got it?
Mhm.
In the downward direction. -7 means the downward direction, which I have told you. And I'm really sorry not having the pen tablet, because it's really important. The thing is that straight line is like this. The straight line is this because b equals -7. Here the value of b is negative. In this direction, the value of b equals negative. And in this direction, the value of b is equals to positive. We we write it like this: b equals positive and b equals negative. I wish I had my note on mathematics written in English, because I have spent millions and trillions of hours to make notes on mathematics when I was in college, and when I was in school. I had volume notes Maybe that is consisted of 5,000 pages, 5,000 pages or more. Not 5,000 pages. I think that is consisted of 7,000 pages for each subject, for mathematics, for physics, and for chemistry, written in Bengali. I wish I had all of them written in English so that I could have given to you. You got this problem, right?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Okay. What is the equation of the line with the graph below? What is the equation of the line with the graph below? You will solve this problem with your own hands, and I won't solve this problem. Take it.
Okay. Yeah, I know the y-intercept is 1,
Yeah?
right? Yeah, the y-intercept is 1.
Hmm?
How do I find the slope? Is it just rise over run?
The rise over run. Definitely rise over run. Definitely rise over run. Definitely rise over run. And how would you find the rise and how would you find the run? Tell me that.
The rise would be like the up from the x-axis to and the oh yeah, and the y is how much it's the run. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 over 2. So just 2, I think.
Hmm. Okay. Rise over run. Rise over run. You can basically can you please tell me? Can you please tell me in which point this straight line is cutting or intercepting the 2 points? Can you please tell me the coordinate
Yeah,
of the 2 points?
yeah.
Coordinate of the two
Um,
points or the straight line that is
yeah.
intercepting
On the x-axis is 0.5
zero
and
comma five, 0
0.5 and
uh,
yeah, wait,
0.5.
and 0. And the
Yeah,
other one is 0 and just 0 or
uh, z-
or
uh
0.4.
0 comma 1, 0 comma 1.
Oh, 1. Okay.
for the for the actually
Yeah,
the two coordinates of
yeah.
the 2 points, the two coordinates of the 2 points for the straight line that is
Mhm.
intercepting will be negative
Mhm.
negative 0.5 or
Yeah,
negative half,
yeah.
negative 0.5 comma 0.
Hmm.
And then we have 0 comma 1,
Yeah.
and then you can find rise over run.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
basically the slope.
Okay.
And this is basically the slope. And if you have any kind of different techniques to find out the slope, rise over run in a very shortcut method, please do it. You are welcome. You are welcome to find out in a shortcut method. But actually, I just understand in this way. So
Yeah.
if you can make it correctly, and if you're doing shortcut, it's completely okay. It's very, very, very welcoming because in the set test, you always need to save the time. Okay, so they're just doing the same way as you were maybe telling. The line intersects the y-axis at 0, comma 1, making this point the y-intercept. That line rises 2 units for every 1 unit it runs, giving a slope of 2. So the equation of the line is y equals 2x plus 1. They are doing
Yeah.
it in a different way, which I was talking about. So if you understand this method, that's completely okay and fine. You don't have to follow me. You really don't need to follow me. If you can do it on your own, you're welcome. You are most welcome. Talking about the overlapping and the intersection of lines, actually, you just need to understand what we talked about in the earlier classes, that is having infinite number of solutions and having single solution, having a particular solution or individual solution. Do you remember that I talked about those things?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what actually that means? What actually that really means? That is, this is a straight line. This is a straight line. This is a straight line. This thing is in a straight line, and this is also a straight line. This is also a straight.
Mhm.
So they're intersecting in this point. They're intersecting in this point, and they have a particular solution, because the intersection point is their solution. Basically, this is basically a line. This is basically a line L1. You can just write it like this, L1, and you just need to use the sign of an identity. You cannot just write it L2 L1 equals something L1. You cannot use equal sign. You really need to use the symbol for an identity. This is basically the symbol of identity. Three horizontal lines. This, okay. If
Mm-hmm.
you wanna symbolize this, if you wanna symbolize this straight line, then you just need to write it like L1 identity identity symbol. I'm sorry. Then y1 plus y1 plus m1 x. Okay, and this is line 2. This is line 2. This is line 2. And you can also write a different equation. For an example, y2 equals m2, y2 equals m2 x plus c2, m2 x plus sorry, y equals mx plus uh l1. I'm sorry, y1 equals m1 x plus c1, m1 x
Yeah.
y1 not plus b1, b1, write it b1, m2 x plus b2. Okay. So what is the meaning of having a particular solution? That is basically, if you solve these equations, you would get a particular solution, just
Okay.
an individual solution. What is the meaning of intersection? The meaning of intersection is getting a particular solution for solving two linear equations. This is a linear equation. This is also a linear equation. This is a linear equation. This is a linear equation. And this is also a linear equation. Do you understand what is the meaning of linear equation?
Like a straight
The degree
equation.
equals 1, degree equals 1, degree equals 1. The degree equals 1, degree equals to 1. Because
Okay.
the exponent of x and the exponent of y equals 1. Y equals 1, x to the power 1. This is the exponent of the variable x, and this is the exponent of the variable y. Both of them are 1. Both of them
Okay.
are 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we are calling them linear equation, which we covered in the linear equations class. Maybe that was the first class. That
Mm-hmm.
was the class number 1. So this is a linear equation. This is also a linear equation. And if you solve these two equations, you would get a solution. And this is basically, the solution is basically this point, the coordinate of this point, the
Yeah.
coordinate of this point. This is the meaning. This is the meaning. This is the meaning for the solution of two lines intersecting each other.
Okay.
So equivalent solutions, lines have equivalent solutions, although in different forms, will overlap one another. For an example, y equals 3x plus 4 and 2y equals 6x plus 8 overlap, since the second equation is simply 2 times the first equation. And in our Art of Algebra class, where we dealt with line linear equations solving, we talked about that. We talked about having no solution, having one solution or a particular solution, and having infinite number of solutions.
Mm.
This is the case of having one particular solution. This is the case. This is the case because they're intersecting each other just a particular point in a particular point, and that's why the point of intersection, the coordinate of the point of intersection, the coordinate of the point of intersection, the coordinate, the coordinate of the point of intersection is the solution of these two lines. The solution of these two lines. So this is the basically the uh, actually um, in engineering, maybe sometimes you will see something is called hardware and something is called software. And between the hardware and software, you would find such a topic which is called firmware. So that is not basically completely hard, and that is not basically completely soft. Hardware and software. Between the hardware and the software, that is called firmware. That is called firmware. So coordinate geometry is basically, we were in the algebra section, where when we were dealing with algebra,
Mm.
when we were dealing with algebra, we just talked about linear. We just talked about linear equations, these, that, etc., and so many things, and so many things. We talked about so many different equations. And when we are talking about when we are talking in coordinate geometry, then we all need to dive into the graph paper section. We all need to do anything we want to do. We want to do in the graphing section, and that is why I'm talking about hardware and software, because consider hardware as the graph paper and consider software is the algebra. Okay, and there is a connection between them, and that is farmer and the farm. And I'm just telling you, the
Mhm.
connection is how you are linking the algebra with the coordinate geometry. This is basically linking algebra. This is basically linking linear algebra with a linear coordinate geometry. Linear algebra with a linear coordinate geometry, because you can represent a line. You can represent a straight line which is represented on a graph paper. You can represent it by using a algebraic equation. And you can represent the solution. You can represent the solutions of identical straight line two identical straight lines by solving those algebraic equations and solving them graphically and finding out the point of intersection and the finding out the point of finding out the coordinate of the point of intersection. You got it.
Yes.
So this is basically the connection between algebra and geometry, and
Mhm.
specifically talking about the connection between linear algebra and linear coordinate geometry. Overlapping means when two lines are overlapping each other. When two lines are overlapping each other, and this is basically like this. This is basically like this. They have infinite number of solution, and when they are parallel, they have no solution. They have no solution because they won't touch each other. They won't intersect each other. They won't intersect each other. This is the situation where they are intersecting each other. These two straight lines are intersecting each other. But consider these two parallel lines. These two parallel lines, they won't touch ever. in- They won't touch each other. They won't touch each other in any time. Never ever. They won't touch each other. They won't intersect. And this is the case where you won't find no solution. No solution. No solution. We talked about no solution case in the linear algebra when we were talking in the first class. This is the no solution case. This is the graphical representation of the no solution. This is basically a particular solution or having a particular solution case. And this is basically having infinite number of solutions because two straight lines are overlapping each other. You got it?
Yes.
Actually, you just need to go through some textbook of coordinate algebra and things will get clear. Things will get clear basically. So parallel and perpendicular lines, this is what I have just talked about. Lines that are parallel to one another will have the same slope, but different
Mhm.
y-intercept. They will never intersect or overlap one another. For an example, the lines, I'm extremely sorry for my noises. I'm extremely sorry the noises that are coming surrounding of my surroundings. I'm really sorry for that. Uh, for an example, the lines with the equation y equals 1 by 2 of x plus 1 and y equals 1 by 2 x plus 3 are parallel to one another. These are two parallel lines. These are two parallel lines. And they really don't have a particular solution. The only thing that they have basically no solution. They have no solution. They have no solution because they are not intersecting each other.
Okay, so if they don't touch, then there's no solution.
Definitely, there would be no solution.
Okay.
There would be no solution, and maybe a lot of time, finding the solution is made by finding the coordinate of intersection each other. The solution you would find so many times. You would find so many problems in so many problems in so many problems in coordinate geometry in geometry class they are talking about find the solution. Man, I don't
Yes.
know what is find the solution because I'm not solving algebraic equations. So what do you mean? What do you mean by finding the solution? You are just indicating two lines. You are just giving me some two straight lines or three straight lines and telling me what is the solution. What is the meaning of solution? The solution means the term solution. Finding the solution means that finding the point, the coordinate of the intersection point, finding the coordinate of the point of intersection, finding the point, finding the coordinate of the point of the intersection. You got
Mm-hmm.
it or not?
Yes.
The solution and finding the point of intersection is same. You do you understand it? Do you understand me?
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Okay. So this is basically two different straight lines. They basically have a particular solution, and the particular solution or the solution is
Mm.
the coordinate of the coordinate of the point in which they're intersecting each other. This is the solution. This is
Yeah.
the coordinate. This is the coordinate of the point in which they are intersecting each other.
Mm.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
And in upper class, whenever you are just studying, whenever you are studying, uh, getting a degree in mathematics, just we're talking about when someone is doing a graduation, focusing major on mathematics, you would learn that these two lines, these two parallel lines, will intersect each other at infinity. This is basically the concept of advanced coordinate geometry. People from engineering don't study them. People from school or college don't study them at all. But I'm just telling you for your kind information, in advanced classes, advanced theoretical mathematics, not theoretical mathematics, I should tell theoretical physics. Oh, theoretical physics, they basically intersect each other at infinity. So you don't need this information, but I'm just telling you because may people tell something like this, but uh, actually for your standard or for your level, for your grade, these are two parallel lines and they won't touch each other, they won't intersect each other, and they won't have any solution. They won't have any solution. You understand me?
Yeah.
And a lot of time people say that mathematics lied to us. And this is the
Mm.
reason I am telling you that in the upper class you will study that they will intersect each other because mathematics is not lying you. The standard or the level of knowledge that you have right now is is not capable enough to deal with that situation that I'm telling these two parallel lines will intersect each other at a certain point because that are the topics which are studied people who are doing masters or they are doing their graduation, undergraduate level, advanced level mathematics, just only focusing studies hours and hours in mathematics. So don't tell that I'm lying to you. So people a lot of time blame them and tell them, man, mathematics lied to us. Mathematics told us this is not going to happen, but we are studying that this is happening. But I'm just telling you for your kind of information, but you won't need that. So according to your knowledge, you just need to solve this type of problems. What is the slope of a line with the equation? This is very simple. The slope of the line of this equation is -3. Because if we compare, do you understanding me?
Yes.
Okay, what is the slope of the line with this equation? Y equals -3, x plus 8. I'm sorry for my noises. Uh, this is basically m equals -3. M
Mm.
equals -3, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the y-intercept of a line with the equation y equals 2x plus 5?
5.
5. Yes. What is the slope of a line with the equation 2y equals 3x plus 4? Tell it.
3.
No. No. Yes. No. Okay.
You have to solve it?
Sorry.
Wait, so it's not 3?
No, it's not 3. It's not 3. You just need to come. Yeah. Okay. It's not 3. What is it?
Mm.
What is it? Think.
Oh, there is no way.
Think again.
Sorry.
What is the slope of a line with the equation y equals 3x plus 4? What is that? What is the slope? I'm not laughing actually. I'm just thinking because it's a tricky question. I'm not laughing at
Yeah,
you. I'm just thinking because
yeah.
it's a tricky question.
Is it 2?
No, it's not two. I and always talk about the standard form. The standard form.
Yeah.
Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment.
Mhm.
Just give me a moment. Actually, it's really impossible to. It's not impossible. It's not possible to make you understand without having a pen tablet or a written speech. Okay, let's try. Um, give me a moment. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen? Is it clear?
Yeah, yeah, I can see.
Okay. Okay. The standard equation is just like this. I'm using my mouse basically, right?
Yeah,
This is the standard equation or slope-intercept form of a straight line.
yeah,
So we are given that we are given that we are given that 2y equals 3x plus 4. 2y equals 3x plus 4, right?
yeah.
So what you need to do? The first step you need to do, this is basically you just need to look this equation like this. You just need to look this equation like this.
Yeah.
Does it really look like this? No, it's not really look like this. There's a
So you have
problem.
to get y by itself?
You need to make the y alone. You need to make the
Oh,
y alone. You need to make
oh,
the y alone because that is the trickiest part of this equation because you need to make y alone. So what can you do? You just need to somehow vanish this 2 and make it 1,
okay.
dividing the both sides by 2.
Divide. Yeah.
So 2y, I'm sorry not having my pen tablet,
No, it's okay.
3x plus 4 divided by 2. You got it.
Yeah.
This 2 and 2 will cancel out and the y will become, the coefficient of y will become 1
One.
and this will become 3 divided by 2 x plus 2, right?
Oh, x plus 4.
Sorry,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
3 divided by 2 into x
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
2, right?
yeah, yeah.
This is our desired
Oh,
equation in the standard form or the slope intercept form. Do you
okay.
understand this
Yes.
problem?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. Okay, all right. So this is basically the solution that you really need to do. What is the slope of a line with the equation? The slope of the line of the equation is basically 3 by 2. The slope of the line of this equation is equals to 3 by 2 because you just need to make the coefficient equals
Yeah.
1.
Okay.
So what you are understanding, the more you practice, the more you will learn because all of the theories that are underlying necessary theories that are underlined behind these mathematics, the only way to know them is solving more and more problems because basically to solve all of these problems necessary need more time. It requires more time and extensive knowledge of coordinate geometry and practicing them over and over again. So how to know them in a short amount of time? Practice more and more problems. Practice more and more problems because the necessary theory can only be known whenever you are just practicing more and more problems in a short amount of time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the y-intercept of a line with the equation? Y-intercept of the line of the equation. How to
Y-intercept. That would be 4, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. If the slope of a line is 4, what is the slope of a line parallel to it? Good question. Good question. Solve it.
4.
Exactly. 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 Very good. If a line has the equation y equals 5x minus 4, what is the slope of a line perpendicular to it? It's a nice question. I honestly think if you don't cannot do this, it's not your fault. It's my fault.
5.
It's not your fault. Honestly speaking, it's not your fault because that those topics are not already. I'm not. I haven't gone through them. Just guess. Can you guess?
Is it 5? No. Is it
Uh,
no?
no, it's not 5. It's not 5. Okay. So let me clear, man. I really don't know what would happen if I really, I didn't even not gonna uh, open this journal writing thing. Okay, this is basically an open source thing. Okay, so consider this as x-axis and y-axis, and this is a straight line,
Yeah.
and you can indicate this straight line as a symbol like L1, which you will understand or use the custom or the convention in your undergraduate level. Y1 equals M1 x plus B1, right? So the line that is perpendicular to it, that is basically 90 degrees.
Mm.
90 degrees. You can call this line as the line 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. This is basically, you can write this as y2 equals m2 x plus m2x plus b2. And there
Yeah.
is a theorem which tells you, there's a theorem which tells you these whenever two lines are perpendicular to each other, whenever two lines, this line L1 and this line L2 are perpendicular each other, the slope, the multiplication of their slope, the answer, the product, the product of the slope of two lines equals -1. It's an amazing theorem. It's an amazing theorem. M1, M2 equals -1. If I'm not so wrong, maybe it's
Why is it
+1 or
negative
-1.
1?
Sorry.
Why is it -1?
That is basically a theorem, and if you really want to know why it is -1, then I just need to talk much about coordinate geometry. There is a proof which tells you that why this product M1 and M2 equals -1. M1 and M2 is -1. There is a theorem, but at this moment you can just memorize it. M1 into M2 equals to -1. But if you really want to know the proof, then I can
Yeah.
definitely prove. I can definitely provide you the proof. But at this moment, I really don't have the notes on
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Okay.
it's a theorem. Basically, it's a theorem, and there's definitely a proof on. But right now at this, I don't have that PDF or that notes which gives you or tell you the proof. Okay, maybe this is plus 1 or -1. I think that is -1. So the y-intercept. So if you wanna find the slope of the line perpendicular to it, that is basically you just consider it as M1. So you can definitely write like this, that M1 equals 5, right? M1
Mm.
equals 5. You can write like this, M1 equals 5. So M1 into M2 equals -1, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I know the value of M1. I know the value of M1, that is basically -5. So what is the value of M2? So, sorry. I know the value of M1, that is +5. So what is the value of M2? -1/5.
-1. Yeah.
Let's check out whether I'm correct or not. It's time. 6, -1/5. So I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I studied this when I was basically 5 years earlier. Okay, so would the following sets of lines over? Okay, do you understand this problem or not?
Yes.
This is an amazing problem. This is an amazing problem. Would the following sets of lines overlap, intersect, be parallel, or be perpendicular to each other? Now you tell me the solution. Now you tell me the guidelines, and I will do as per you are telling.
Okay. Um.
You can take time.
Okay.
Taking time is very normal.
Number one or A, I think, is overlap or interest.
Okay, carry on.
Um, B, I think, is perpendicular. And C might also be perpendicular.
Okay. You can just
Um,
think a little bit while. You can think a little bit while. That's okay.
I don't know about D.
Okay. Tell me about A. How do you handle the situation for A?
A, because it has the same slope, so but different y-intercepts. So I think it's an intercept.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Um,
I'm just asking your I'm just asking your comments. I'm just asking your opinions. It not necessarily be correct or wrong, but just
yeah,
tell me what your understanding. What is your
yeah.
perception?
So from what I think, because you said the perpendicular
Hmm?
is like different, like the one over like m1 m2 equals one.
The
Yeah,
product of the product of the slopes, the product of two different
yeah,
slopes, the product of each slope for each line will be negative one.
yeah.
Will be
But
negative
the
one.
A doesn't have a different one, so I think it's either overlapping or intersecting because it has the same slope but different y-intercept.
Uh, you can say that you
Or
can say that for C you can say that the the two lines for
mm,
C, the two lines y equals 2x and y equals negative half x negative
yeah,
2 are perpendicular, right?
yeah.
These are perpendicular. These two lines are perpendicular.
Okay,
These two lines are
yeah,
perpendicular. But
yeah.
for another situation, for A, are these two lines are perpendicular? Are these two
No,
lines perpendicular? No, they are not perpendicular.
no.
So what are
So
they?
it's parallel.
What are they?
Is it parallel?
Yes, exactly,
Oh, okay.
exactly. They're parallel because they're having the same slope.
Oh,
All right, all right. So we have four different cases. I'm really sorry for the noises that is coming around me. I'm sorry.
no, I can hear any noises. It's fine.
Okay, just give me a moment. I'm trying
Yeah,
to improve my audio setting. Can you hear me right now?
yeah, I can.
Okay, so basically we have four different cases. Is my class very? Are you feeling my class boring?
Huh? No, no, I get this, so it's not fun.
Okay, okay, all right. So basically, we have four different cases. What is the four
Yeah.
different cases? The four different cases is when M1, consider M1 is a slope for a given straight line, is
Mhm.
the same slope for another straight line. This is case number one. The case number two is M1 into M2 equals negative one.
Yeah.
And another case, basically, in which case uh, they are parallel, they are perpendicular. Okay, at least just consider these two situations right now because this is the situation when they are becoming parallel. Two straight lines are becoming parallel. Okay, two straight lines are becoming parallel in this situation when m1 and m2 is equal. When m1 and m2 is equal, and the product of m1 and m2 equals negative one. In this situation, the lines become perpendicular. Do you get it
Um,
or not? Do you
yeah,
get
I
it or
get.
not?
Yeah.
Okay. Perpendicular. I'm writing it short. Okay, perpendicular. So
Mhm.
to look at this, mathematical problem, y equals 2x plus 9 and y equals 2x minus 4. Basically, they both have the same slope. So they are parallel. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
They are parallel. So,
Mm-hmm.
and most importantly, they are not overlapping each other because they have different y-intercept. They have different y-intercept. Look at this. This is plus 9 and this is plus 4. This is plus 4. Negative 4. This is plus 9 and this is negative 4. This is plus 9 and this is minus 4.
Yeah.
So they have different y-intercept, which means that they are parallel, but they are not overlapping. They are parallel,
Yeah.
but they are not overlapping, which looks like they are parallel. They are parallel, but they are not overlapping. In some situation, they can be parallel and they can overlap. They can be parallel and they can overlap.
Mm-hmm.
They can be parallel and they can be overlap. And overlapping is nothing but parallel. When someone is overlapping, it means that definitely it is parallel, and it is also overlapping. So parallel is the overlapping special case. Being parallel, being parallel is a special case of overlap. These are parallel, but not overlapping. And this is overlapping. It is parallel, obviously it is parallel. It is parallel. And being parallel doesn't necessarily mean that you have to look like this. You have to look like this. This is an identical straight line. This is also an identical straight line. Being parallel doesn't necessarily mean that you have to look like them. Look like them. This is also a scenario in which they are also parallel. And exactly to be said that these are overlapping. So in some cases, which we talked about in your linear algebra class, in your first class, which we talked about, that is basically we solve this type of problem: y equals to 3x plus 4. So just consider 2y equals 6x plus 8. If you multiply this equation into 2, you get this equation. Am I correct or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct or wrong?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you
Because
multiply this equation, both sides of this equation, then you would get this equation.
yeah.
So this is the case where they are overlapping. This is the case where they are overlapping each other. This
Oh.
is the case where they are overlapping each other.
Oh.
This is the case where they are overlapping each other. And the case when they are parallel but not overlapping, the scenario will look like y equals 2x plus 9 and y equals 2x negative 3.
Okay.
For an example, they are parallel, they are parallel, but they
Mm-hmm.
are not overlapping because they have
Okay.
the same slope, but their y-intercept is different.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
And they have the same slope because they're the same slope because if you make it in the standard form,
Yeah. It's the
you would get the same equation like
same.
this.
Yeah.
Divided this equation by 2, y equals 3x plus 4. Am I correct or wrong?
Yeah.
So y equals 3x plus 4 is this equation. So you are
Mm-hmm.
just overlapping each one straight line over another. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, you will got it eventually. You will got it. I will provide the notes. I will make notes on my
What
own
about
hand.
yeah? What about the one that says intersect?
Okay, all right. That's a good question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, when they're intersecting, they must have different slope. They must have different slope. They must have different slope and and they must have different y-intercept because
Oh.
because The slope, when it becomes equal, that will be parallel line.
Yeah.
When M1 equals M2, the situation will arise like they are parallel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have written here M1. I'm sorry, this is B2, this is B1. This is
Yeah.
B2, this is B1, this is B2. Okay. In the case of intersecting each other, the M1 is not equal to M2. The M1 is not equal to M2. And this is the meaning of having a particular solution. This is the scenario of having particular solution or having a solution. Having a particular solution or having a solution.
Okay, so if it intersects, then not the slope or the intersect matches.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And and um and um this is basically this is M1, M2, and they have no solution. No
Hmm?
solution case. No solution case. No solution case. Parallel. No solution case. You got it?
Yes.
You will got it because I will make the notes. Handwritten
Okay.
notes. And this is infinite solution. Infinite solution. You got it?
Yes.
Infinite solution. Overlapping. Overlapping each other. Overlapping each other, and the M1 and M2 is equals to same. And the
Hmm?
B1, B2 is also equals to same. M1 equals to M2. I'm sorry for my bad handwriting. I'm writing it over
Hmm?
using my mouse. B1 equals
Yeah.
B2. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Um, please solve as much problem as you can. I think we are at the end because um, okay, these are gonna be the problems that you really need to solve it. Okay, you really need to solve.
Okay.
I think we are at the end of our class, so this is it.
Okay.
This is the problem you are gonna solve it,
Okay. I'll
not
do it.
anything else. So practice each and every single problem.